All right, this is a video, so you can pause it if you need to complete your notes. And I'm not really explaining in detail why or how it works. I'm just summarizing. Some of the angles in the triangle theorem, SATT for short, and we use shortcuts to describe these a lot, means that you take the three angle measures, X, Y, and Z. They have to add up to 180 degrees. Exterior angle theorem, EAT, says that the exterior angle, which is this one here outside of the triangle, Z, is equal to the sum of the interior angles, X and Y. Exterior angle theorem. Isosceles triangle theorem, ITT, says that this angle is equal to this angle, and this side length is equal to this side length. One that's missing from this page, but we'll add in right now, is called the exterior triangle theorem. ETT, not exterior triangle theorem, equilateral. And this triangle has three angles that are all the same size and three sides that are all the same size. And each of those angles is 60 degrees because they add up to 180. That's 60 degrees. The exterior angles in a triangle, there's no shortcut for that one. But the angles, the exterior angles like this of any polygon always have to add up to 360, and that's true for a triangle as well. Complementary angle theorem, CAT, or sometimes just CA. These two angles form a right angle, or 90 degrees. Supplementary angle theorem. Supplementary angles, there can be more than two, but the key idea is if they form a straight line like that, they have to add up to 180. And I don't know why that little e is there. It shouldn't be. Opposite angle theorem, or OAT, O-A-T, says that angles across from each other, when lines cross like that, have to be equal to each other. Okay. Now the parallel line theorems down here, we'll fill in the next lesson. Okay, so pause the video, go back, and make sure you've got everything filled in. Now grab some line paper or some blank paper and start each example by pausing the video and copying the diagram. So example 1, pause the video and copy the diagram. All right, now then, how do you go about solving this? Well, both angles the same. How do I know? Due to, and here I say the authority or the reason, isosceles triangle theorem. You can use words or the shortcut. Okay. Then you can say 2a's plus 40 have to add up to 180. And the authority for this is that angles in a triangle add up to 180. I can say that, or I can say the sum of the angle of the triangle theorem. And now I need to solve for a. I subtract 40. 2a is equal to 140. I divide both sides by 2. A is equal to 70 degrees. Now, did I want to find A? No, but I need to get X. What I would do at this point is add in the information we figured out into the example. And now you have two choices to get X. You can use supplementary angle or exterior angle theorem. We'll use supplementary. X is equal to 180 minus 70 is equal to 110 degrees. Supplementary angle theorem, because there's a straight line here and we know the angles have to add up to 180. Pause the video, look at the fact that we have authorities for each part, and we show the calculations and the answers. Okay, going on to example 2. Pause the video and copy the diagram. Okay, to make it easy, I'm just going to name these A, B, and C like that. A is equal to 180 minus 85. What's the reason for that? Well, there's a straight line. That means there's supplementary angles, and A is 95 degrees. B, same reasoning. 180 minus 50 is 130 degrees. Supplementary angle theorem, because there's a straight line right here. How do we get C? We don't know the interior angle. So there's two ways we could proceed. We could go ahead and get this angle and then use supplementary angle. But then what do A, B, and C all have to add up to? Well, 360. Okay, so we can do 360 minus the 95 minus the 130. And that is equal to 135 degrees. Exterior angles of a polygon or a triangle. Okay, so go ahead, get that caught up. Look at the example, look at the calculations, look at the reasoning put down, how I added letters to the diagram. Okay, if you're ready, go on to example 3. Example 3, pause the video, copy the diagram. We're going to go through. Okay, example 3, pause the video and copy. Okay, once you have the diagram down, you have to realize some things. We have an isosceles triangle here, and that contains x, and that's what we're trying to find the measure of. But that triangle has very little information aside from it being isosceles. So we have to start where we know more. And that's the triangle at the right. We have an exterior angle at 120 degrees right out here. We have an interior angle 20 degrees right in here. The exterior angle theorem connects the exterior angle to the opposite two interior angles. So A plus 20 has to be equal to 120 because of the exterior angle theorem. And there's the shortcut for that. We subtract 20 from both sides and we get 100. That means this angle is 100 degrees. Now, what can we do next? Pause the video and give it a try. Okay, so next I see that we can find this angle here because they're supplementary. Now, if you know the next step after this, you can pause the video and go to that. We know this is B as well because of isosceles triangle theorem. Last step, again, try to get ahead of me, pause the video and do the work. X is equal to 180 minus two angles at 80 degrees each, which is 160, leaving 20. And this is because of which theorem? Sum of the angles in a triangle theorem. Example 3. Example 4. Pause the video, copy the diagram, and get started if you can. Always start where you have more information. The top right triangle, that one in the top and towards the right a little bit, only know one angle in it. Not enough information. Look at the bottom. We're given two angles and two unknowns. I would start with angle X. And if you know what to do, go to it, pause the video and get ahead, and then play the video. X is equal to 180 minus 143, which is 37 degrees, because there's a straight line there making it a supplementary angle theorem problem. Y, go to it, get ahead, pause the video. 180 minus 37 minus 71, 72 degrees, and that's because there's a triangle there, sum of the angles in a triangle theorem. Okay, we should add in what we know, 37 and 72 degrees. Pause the video, take the next step on your own. T is equal to 72 degrees. Opposite angle theorem. Are you putting down the reasons in the theorem at each step? How can we get S? 180 minus 72 minus 84. Okay, that is 24 degrees. Sum of the angles of a triangle theorem. So example 4, you pause the video, fill it in your notes. Now we have example 5, and this is a bigger question. Okay, the text is a little blurry. Easy things first, things that you have lots of information for. Go ahead and get the diagram down. Okay, let's begin. Y is easy to get, but it doesn't take us very far. 180 minus 24 minus 59, right? 97 degrees. And this is because there's a straight line along the bottom there, supplementary angle, so we'll add it into the diagram. But notice how that's outside. I'm not sure how much that's going to help us, but there we go. Oh, no, can't get anything else right away that I can see. The next thing I would do is look at the fact that we have an isosceles triangle here. So we know U is equal to 24 degrees because of ITT. And I'll add that in. The next step I would do is V. So if you see how to do it, go ahead. 90 minus 24 is 66 degrees. Complementary angle because there's a 90 in that corner. All right. I'll add that in. I'm going to add a letter here. Can you get that angle there? It's not asked for, but we can get it. And that is 32 degrees. Add that in. Okay, now what? Well, let's do some more. Let's see what we know. I guess maybe I didn't need that. Can we get this one? 180 minus 82, 98 degrees, supplementary angle theorem. Oh, wait a second. Can we get C? C is 82. Opposite angle theorem. Oh, all of a sudden things become easier, don't they? Okay, do you see where to go? Pause the video and finish up. Let's see where we know what to do. Okay, X first, let's say 180 minus 24 minus 82. That's 74 degrees. Sum of the angle of a triangle theorem. Let's see, I still need Z and W. W, 180 minus 24. Oh, this is also 98 degrees. I could do supplementary angle or OAT. So to get W, minus 98, 68 degrees. Whoops, I don't think that's quite right. 58 degrees. Okay, sum of the angles of a triangle theorem. So let's see, we got X, we just still need Z. Well, Z's part of that triangle along the bottom. There's other ways of doing this. 180 minus 59. B we figured out was 98, so minus 98. That's because we have a triangle. And we have 21 degrees. No, that's not quite right. 23 degrees. Yep. And that's it. Let's just double check. So Y is right here. Okay. X is right here. W is right here. U is right there. V right there. And Z, the last one we did, is right there. That's it for example 5. This is about as hard as we're going to make it. There's different ways of making it interesting, but that's a pretty big one with lots of things to find. Okay, go ahead and do the next exercise, and then you can watch the next video to take it up.